Before the sun rises over Dubai's skyline, before the city awakens with its shimmering dreams, there exists a heartbeat that echoes through its streets, a heartbeat gentle, steady, and filled with compassion. It belongs to a man the world lovingly calls Fazza, a prince not defined by the crown, but by the countless hearts he carries within his own. His story is not carved in stone or written in gold. It lives in moments, in the quiet smiles he offers, in the small acts of kindness that travel farther than any news or headline. Millions may admire him for his power, but they love him for his humanity. He is the prince who kneels beside a child, just to hear laughter more clearly. The prince who embraces the humble and the broken, as if all souls are worthy of a home in his heart. The prince who sees the world not through the eyes of privilege, but through the eyes of understanding. Fazza walks through Dubai not like a ruler, but like a brother. One who listens when the world is too loud, one who lifts others when the world is too heavy. He does not shout his kindness. He lets it bloom quietly, and that is why millions follow him. Not out of duty, but out of love. His poetry reveals the soul beneath the title. Through each verse he writes, you can feel the ache of longing, the beauty of love, the weight of responsibility, and the tenderness of a heart that refuses to become hardened by power. He writes not as a prince, but as a man who loves deeply, who feels deeply, who understands the fragile nature of life. In his words, people find themselves. In his silence, they find peace. They say a leader is one who lights the way. But Fazza is more than that. He is the warmth that lives behind the light, the comfort that turns fear into courage, the presence that tells you, you are seen, you are heard, you matter. When Dubai celebrates, his joy shines with the city's smile. When Dubai mourns, his sorrow softens the weight of grief. He is the pulse of a nation, a calm in the storm, a guiding glow in every desert night. And perhaps this is why millions love him, not because he stands above them, but because he stands with them, not because he wears a title, but because he wears a heart that knows the meaning of humility. The world sees him as a prince, but his people see him as their own, a symbol of hope, a guardian of dreams, a reminder that leadership is not power, but compassion in motion. In every corner of Dubai, from the quiet desert dunes to the bustling heartbeat of the city, there are stories whispered about him. Stories of kindness, courage, and humanity that no throne can ever fully capture. In a world that often rushes past the quiet beauty of kindness, there stands a man whose heart speaks louder than any throne. A man the world calls Fazza, but whose true name is written softly across the souls he has touched. For in his kingdom, power does not roar. Authority does not shout. Compassion wears the crown. He walks among his people not like a figure of royalty, but like a gentle breeze that slips into the desert night, softening the harshness, healing the tired, lifting the forgotten. There is a stillness in him, a calm that says, you are safe with me. Fazza's heart is not made of gold or jewels. It is made of empathy, an empathy that recognizes the pain behind a smile, the hope behind a whisper, the courage behind a trembling hand. He listens not only with ears, but with a soul that feels deeply, and so the people adore him. Not because he is a prince, but because he is a human first, a heart first. His compassion is not an act. It is not a moment for cameras, not a gesture for applause. It is woven into his spirit, a natural kindness that flows. Like moonlight across the desert dunes, he is the prince who kneels beside the weak, who lifts the fallen without hesitation, who believes that a true leader is the one who carries others, even when the world is heavy. He is the prince who smiles at a child, as though that child's laughter is the greatest treasure in the kingdom. He is the prince who offers comfort to the grieving, strength to the silent, hope to the unseen. Fazza's gentle heart is the lighthouse of Dubai, A glow that guides without demanding, that protects without fear, that inspires without words. In the quiet corners of the city, in the homes of the workers, in the prayers of the old, in the dreams of the young, his name is whispered, as a blessing, as a wish, as a warmth. For where many seek greatness, he seeks goodness. Where many seek fame, he seeks meaning. Where many seek power, he offers love. He writes poetry that feels like rain, falling on the dry land of human hearts. Through his words, you see a man who feels deeply, who understands the fragility of life, who knows the value of every heartbeat, rich or poor, strong or weary. And it becomes clear, Fazza is not just a prince of Dubai. He is a prince of humanity, a prince of empathy, a prince of hearts. In a world of rulers who lead with fire, he leads with light. In a world where crowns are heavy, his crown is soft, made not of metal, but of kindness. And that is why millions love him, why millions trust him, why millions pray for him, because they see in him a rare truth, that real greatness is gentle, real power is compassion, real royalty is the heart that aches for others.